Hey guys, I wanted to do a quick recap on two trades I took this week. One of them was a winner, which is NEM, and another one was a loser, which was HAL. So on NEM, what caught my attention was that the lower or the higher time frames were red, and at that point in time, this is Friday the 22nd that I'm looking at that point in time, and actually still the year is two down, or sorry, the year is still inside, and the month at that point was still inside. So that caught my attention because it was close to breaking that inside month. Once I went down to the lower time frames, like the weekly, you know, it looked green, but I figured either I was going to get an early entry or just felt like it was ready to come back down, kind of like do a TTO over here. So it had four green weeks, but overall, the sentiment was bearish, and I believe if you draw a trend line, it was respecting it as well. So that's also what kind of made me look at this trade for more bearish than bullish. So once I went down to the day, I noticed it had been trending up, but it had this like fell to down followed by a fell to up. And when I drew the fib, I noticed that here, I had failed to get above the golden zone. And I was a little weary because I thought, okay, I might try to retest it. But I told myself, let me see if I can get an early entry. So my goal was for it to break the inside month. That was my first price target. Then see if it touches the Bronny information, and then my final price target is breaking that inside here. So on Monday, if I do the replay, it it broke. I went below, or it basically opened. Let me two down, and actually, I'm gonna look to see. I believe I ended up getting in that Monday. Yeah, so I got in on Monday. I believe I ended up getting in like after it broke this hour down. And even though it wasn't like the perfect entry, because after the next, two, basically the next two candles were green or were up, so it wasn't like that good of an entry, but I still had that conviction because it ended up actually closing below the open of the week. So I got in. I think at this point I was around break even or so when the market closed on Monday. But to my surprise, the next day it broke. It broke, and then the day after we got that huge move. It broke the inside month, so I was like, all right, this is definitely bearish. And then by Thursday, we tapped that bottom, basically tapped that Ronnie formation. So I practically just left a runner to see if it breaks that inside day. I was a little thinking about like this daily candle because it's kind of like a doji-ish, and but it closed red, closed down. So you know, I feel confident still about this trade. And then today, Friday, it opened up here, and I kind of because I have till November, and I'm still up 200%. I wasn't really uh, worried about this candle because overall I'm still, we have that full time frame continuity to the downside. And so lo and behold, it's been going down all day. And, right now it's below 50% of the previous day. And, we still have about an hour left in the market. So it might try to break that, go outside day. Who knows? Or it just might stay here. So overall, I'm still bearish. I'm still holding that one runner to see if it breaks the inside here. If not, I'll kind of I'll use like this, this 50% of the week of the stop loss or break even. Like it really just kind of looking right now to see where this goes. But this one actually went the way I wanted to, and it worked. Basically, has been working to the T, and I still have plenty of time. I still have like about 6 weeks to go before it ends. So this was a good trade. Then my next trade was actually a tail trade. I got into a tail puts, and I was for some reason trading view. It's the one from India first. So that one I got into HL puts, and I had previously gotten into calls and played it to the T, like to when it hit to the top of this brown information. So then I got into puts, and honestly, the best move would have either been my target was actually that 0.618, but honestly, I should have just waited to see if it, for that TTO. So I got into puts and ended up getting stopped out. I believe I got stopped out on Tuesday after it took this previous day up. After it took Monday up, I ended up just getting out. I didn't like, the fact that we were getting that full time frame continuity back to the upside. And I'm like, overall, oil, because it's an oil company, was, going high. So I'm like, why go against the trend? This trade looks like, even though I had time, I ended up cutting it, I think, at 30%. So still, I'm like, not a bad, loss, meaning that, my other trades were overall green this week. So I just ended up taking this for a loss. And right now, kind of monitoring it. I really don't think it's gonna do much. Um, might, come back up. Just depends how oil is doing. But basically, I moved on from this trade on to the next one. I feel like as a trader, like one of the things I've learned is risk management. You're not always going to have 100% winners. I believe it's impossible or very unhealthy. And so if, people on Twitter or anywhere else tell you like that the rate is 100% or something like that, I wouldn't believe that. Or I don't know, they must be related to Miss Cleo or something. But overall, make sure that you have a good plan before, entry and exit plan. Make sure that you have your trades are, you have good risk management. Like, are you okay with, if you're in a long swing, are you okay with being down 30%, 50%? Because, you might go down before it starts to go back up. Or if you're just trying to practice consistency, get out, have a stop loss percentage if you must. If it's 20%, 30%, and then have a profit percentage as well. But journal your trades, and as long as your trades are, you're winning more than you're losing, basically on the amount of money and stuff, then you should be good. You know, it's okay if you have losing trades. It's part of the process. And honestly, I feel like you learn a lot as well from losing trades. So this was my review on these two trades. Hope this helps.